guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, working on the Sport Coupe. So everybody's been helping out with this. We got pretty far along. The body is actually bolted down on the frame and kind of squared up, and the frame's kind of together. So we're moving right along. I want to do something fun on this car. So we are going to take this 3738 truck grill here and section it. This grill I've had hanging on the wall for quite a while. I got it at Hershey for a song and kind of set it on the car just to look at it, and I'm kind of digging it. It just needs to be sectioned a little bit to get it to fit the body, and I think it'll look pretty cool if we build a hood with it and everything. It'll kind of have a track nose / custom look from the late 50s, early 60s. A lot of cars had these like sculpted grills, so I'm kind of taking that idea with this car and running with it myself. So we're going to get some measurements, get this thing cut, brought down, weld it together, and hopefully we'll have something pretty cool in a short amount of time. So let's get started. Alright, so we got this kind of set up here. In the last shot you saw we tack welded the grill in place. We used some blocks, and Jason held the grill while I tack welded it. What we have here is we have our little laser set up, and we have a line running across, and I'll try and show you. So the line touches, horizontal line touches just the top of the cowl there, and what that does is it runs a line across right to our grill. So we want the top of the grill right here to be basically down here to level with that. That will make the top of the grill level with the top of the cowl, and that's basically, we're going to take measurements, and the distance between here to here is what we need to cut down here in the flat section. So you want to go to wherever whether you're chopping a car, sectioning a car, or a grill, you need to go to the area where it's the most flat and there's not a radius going on, because then it makes it easier when you're chopping it. It'll just kind of fit back together nicely. So we're going to take some more measurements, but that's how we set this up. And the grill again is tack welded in place, and it has our height off of the ground here, which is about 4 inches or so off of the ground is what the clearance we have currently. So that'll give us our ground clearance in the front, and we can just take the rest out of the top here, and we can keep working. So we'll take measurements and get to cutting. Alright, so we got this thing cut apart and put back together somewhat. I figured we'd stop and tell you kind of what we're running into. If you guys are messing with one of these grills, that's something you may be interested in. So the grill bars we found, they actually in this area, they kind of start to go uphill a little bit. So, and of course the grill's going, wrapping around. So when we cut this apart, it actually is a tiny bit too wide. We ended up taking about 2 5/8 inches out of this is what it was basically to get it where we wanted it. And it's close, but right here on the ends, it's off maybe an 1/8 inch or even a 1/4 inch on either side. It's a little wide, so we need to pull it in. So what we did is we made a cut on, right now we've only done this side. We cut the bars loose right here in the center, and basically the width of the cutoff grinder is about an 1/8 inch or so. It ends up making a cut. And we cut 3 bars, and what we did is we pulled everything in. It flexed a little bit, and we held it clamped in tight here, got this line so that it matches up, and we got some weld around the corner here. That's going to hold it where it needs to be. Then what happens is it actually makes the bars are going to be kind of out of position here, but we can tweak these bars and get them to fit where they want. You can see they move really, really easily. So it's pretty easy to move these bars down, get them where they need to be, get them level with these bars. We can weld them up, and then we'll do the same thing over here. So we're going to get one side done at a time, and then we'll bring the other side in, make sure the bars are all level, look good, and then we're going to be good to go. So we'll get these all straightened up, and hopefully we'll have our section grill together here soon. Alright, so we got the grill all welded up, and I am really happy with it. Just took a few sets of hands here of all of us tweaking this, getting it set just right, and getting it tacked in place, and then I welded up all the different seams. And if you didn't know any better, you would think this was never touched, which is exactly what we were going for. I have just a little bit of finish welding to do around the backside and around some of the bars where we kind of tweaked everything, but I'm pretty happy with it, and we can address that as we get a little further along in the car. I'm going to leave the tack welding in place because I think I want to build a full hood for this car. So I'm going to leave the grill right where it is, and then we can kind of build off of that rather than having to make mounts for temporarily holding the grill. Now we put this piece of tape here to kind of get an idea of how the hood would flow. That's really important for me when I'm building these cars, is that the grill sits either level or just below the cowl. And this one is pretty much nice and flat when you're standing from the side. So we'll drop some photos in standing from a side profile. You can see with the tape how the grill is pretty much right in line with the top of the cowl. So everything should flow really, really well. So this is something I haven't really seen anybody else do, or not often, and I thought it would be something that would be helpful for anybody that's watching. So that's how you chop one of these grills. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.